This is the Morning Swim Show for Friday, September 9th, 2011. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings, and I'm here at the American Swim Coaches Association's clinic in San Diego, California. And I'm joined here with Tim Murphy, who is the open water head coach for the United States Swimming. Tim, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
And congratulations on being named Olympic head coach.
Well, thank you. It's certainly a true honor, and I'm pleased to know that I'm going to be able to be with my athletes, so as well as serve the other athletes around the team when we get to that point. So it's all good.
Yeah, speaking of athletes, one swimmer's already been named to the team, Alex Meyer, who you personally coach.
I do.
And as we've noted before, and we've had him on the show, he was picked from his fourth place finish at the World Championships. What was it like for you to know that not only he did so well, but also that he was able to get that Olympic qualification?
Well, the open water race presents a lot of different challenges, and 10K, a lot can happen over a 10K. So our goal was to medal and make the Olympic team, but Alex just did a tremendous job. He swam extremely smart and extremely tough in some difficult conditions. So I was delighted with his fourth place finish. Obviously qualifying this early gives us a head start on being able to plan our year out and really know what we're doing all the way up through the games. So it was a good trip to China for Alex, and I was real pleased to be there with him.
And we talked to him about the race, and asked him if everything went as planned, and he said basically in open water you plan for stuff and then you throw that out the window. When thinking back on the race, did you see anything that kind of really shook you and said, wow, I was not expecting that?
No, I think we were very well prepared in terms of what can happen. You don't know exactly what's going to happen, but Alex has learned a great deal and used his experience in controlling the race and reacting to what's going on, but not overreacting. So sometimes you got to get going, but like in any other race, if you go too fast, too soon, you have a tendency to pay for it. So he was very patient. I had mentioned to him that I thought the only mistake that he would make, and this is knowing Alex, is if he tried to do too much or tried to win the race too early in the race. Mm-hmm. He positioned himself very well. He had a very strong finish. We would have liked to medal, but we'll plan for that in summer in London.
And you've been coaching Alex since he got there to Harvard.
I have. I've been fortunate to spend a fair amount of time with him. And Alex's biggest strength has been his competitiveness. Day in and day out, he's shown up and pushed himself and challenged himself. And over a period of years, that's built up. And then when he broke into open water, it just all sort of showed up for him. So I'm real happy for him.
And of course, hindsight's always 20/20. But looking back on, say his freshman and sophomore year, did you foresee that something like this would be happening, that he'd be on the Olympic team?
Well, I'm not sure that I can say that. I knew Alex loves to swim and he loves to race, and he loves to train also. So that you've got the qualities there that you knew good things would happen for him. I had some experience, a fair amount of open water experience before I got to Harvard, and certainly know that was an area that he could be successful in. The amount of success that he's had up to this point in time and the time frame that he's had it in, I think that's a reflection of the work that he did with his club coach back in Ithaca, Roy, and all over the time that he's been at Harvard. And he got slapped around a little bit, a couple of early races, open water, but he learned from it very quickly. And so it's been a steady climb.
Now, because you guys are in Boston, you don't really have the access to the open water, as the weather gets colder. So how do you adapt to that and make sure he's still well prepared for the open water races with pool training?
Well, we've done a fair amount of training out in Walden Pond, which naturally in the spring, the early spring, and this fall will get cold, and so we took advantage of that. This year we had to get ready for warm water, so that presented us some challenges too. Alex is very adaptable. He's had success both in cold and warm water, and he's looking forward to London. So we've just done with what we could on a daily basis with the circumstances that we've had and maximized that, and we didn't worry. If it's like getting ready for long course swimming. You don't worry about whether you're in a long course pool all the time. You just maximize your opportunities. And Alex did a fair amount of racing over the course of the last year, which obviously helped them tremendously. I knew he was real good at 25K. He proved that by winning a world championship. His success at a 10K at a world championship level and now Olympic level was still a little bit of a question mark, but he took a huge step in answering that question by making the Olympic team, and now he's got a tremendous opportunity and challenge ahead of him. I hope I can contribute to the success, both with the Olympics and moving forward of the growth of open water in this country. I think we have a huge upside that if we can continue to get athletes and coaches involved with it and racing a little bit more with it, that we'll have more and more success at the international, the Olympic, and the World Championship level, and that's very exciting. So I'm honored to be in the position that I am at this point in time, and I hope I can continue to add to that growth.
Now, obviously, I'm sure you're in a lot of conversation with Frank Bush, the national team director. How involved are you with Greg Troy and Terry McKeever?
Well, at this point, not very much. We'll sort of have two separate agendas along the way. I know both of them, admire both of them, and I think our country is very fortunate to have them as our leaders for the pool. It's still a little bit of an open end in terms of what other things I might be involved with, but I've got to keep up my end on the things, and this particular time, the open water events after the swimming, so hopefully we can build on that success and put some folks on the medal stand.
Yeah, well, we got 10 months to work towards that.
We do. We have a lot of time, which is fortunate to get prepared, and I'm very excited about the opportunity and the challenge that Alex has and that I have from a coaching standpoint, and we'll be ready when we get there.
And, of course, we're still waiting for that other female spot, and I'm sure whoever that is will do just as well.
We have some extremely talented women that will fill that role. They're going to have to requalify and then go to Portugal and qualify again, but I think that I think they'll be a very we'll have a top athlete from our women's field in the 10K. We've got a lot of really good ladies. So we've got a great group of athletes, a great group of coaches that are preparing them, and I'll be real happy to know who that person is when that point in time comes.
Yeah, it'll be a great 10 months for you and everyone involved.
Yes, it will. It's an exciting time for open water, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, great. Coach, thanks so much. And again, congratulations on being Olympic head coach.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
All right, so that's Tim Murphy joining us from here at the ASCA Clinic in San Diego. That's it for today's show. We'll be back on Monday with more interviews.